welcome back to the Homemade Podcast of Sports with your host, Jay Pops. Guys, please tell me if you hear any echoing in the background. Once again, as you guys can see, this is a whole new setup. I am in the office area in my house. Okay. Yes, I've moved. Um, that's why you guys see a whole new format up. I will no longer be in my man cave because I just haven't established one yet. But anyways, guys, look, we're back. We're back. Now I was supposed to wait until the spring football game to really come back out and then start pushing it. Just notice there will be a change this season. I will do a podcast about baseball. Yes, I'm in love with college baseball now. I will do a podcast about basketball in which you guys see me doing it now. Softball as well. I'm getting into track, maybe starting next year and things like that. But this is what you guys are seeing now, okay? Once again, it may be a little bit of echoing in the back. I don't know. But anyway, so we lost the SEC championship game. That loss hurts. That hurts a whole lot. Final score was 63-82 Alabama. Oh man, I came on here. If you guys watched it, I think it was about like 5 minutes, and I was like, man, I think we'll come back. And I basically said, hey, we're going to win this ball game. First and foremost, shout out to Buzz Williams for getting to the SEC championship game in back-to-back years. That has not been done since 1987 in the Southwest Conference. All right, that's a very long time. Buzz Williams is planting his feet. He's making a stance for Aggie basketball. What we do need to do is this here because I just seen something on Twitter and shout out to Barstool Texas A&M. This is what he tweeted out. He didn't know that the student tickets were $10. He felt like, hey man, somebody at A&M, whomever is covering the student tickets and stuff like that, they should have put that out there just a bit more. I thought I was going crazy, but looks like Barstool was looking at the same thing and just as well as other. That was the Alabama home game. That was an Alabama home game. If we're looking at the crowd support, that was a 60, man, that was probably like a 75-25 Alabama crowd support. So they had the momentum. Man, God, they had huge momentum. For Texas A&M to be shooting that bad, Joe, and still to be in reach of that ball game, it's crazy to me because every time they kept getting closer, it's like Alabama just continuously pulled away, um, until Alabama just put the game out of reach. All right, man, I hate that. I hate it. But shout out to the Texas A&M basketball team. That's one of the best teams I've witnessed with my own eyes. All right, I'm just going to say that, and that's the first time ever where Buzz has completed two back-to-back seasons with over 20 plus wins. All right, so he's making phenomenal history there so far as basketball is concerned, and we're slowly but for surely turning into a basketball school. Okay, shout out to Alabama as well. That's the best Alabama team. That's the best Alabama basketball team that anybody has witnessed. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's one of the best in program history. So the shout out to Nate Oates. He's now 1-3 against Texas A&M, but he's 9-0 in Nashville. So shout out to him, man. They're doing really big things over there. I'm gonna give credit what credit is due. Did the refs slightly dictate this game a little bit? Yes, but the blame isn't on the refs. It's on Texas A&M all day long. We just got out rebounded. We got out rebounded. Um, we couldn't get a rebound to save our lives. Offensively, Alabama continuously got their own rebounds, and it just started the shot clock back over. Defensively, I'd probably count on hand how many offensive rebounds 16 we got. It's just, man. I'm gonna tell you like this: you're not gonna win a ball game like that if you're getting out rebounded like how the way they did. They completely took the game away from us. The game started out pretty good, where both teams were kind of pretty much going back and forth, back and forth. You were like, oh, all right, okay, come on. Hey, this gonna be a ball game. Alabama kept pulling away. They kept pulling away. Uh, I just want to say this real quick. I'm gonna just include this in there. Shout out to the women's tennis team. They won against Missouri by a score of 7-0. And shout out to Aggie softball. They completely tore Arkansas apart on today. They won by a final score of 9-1 in 5 innings. Remind you, Arkansas is a top 10 team. They beat the brakes off of them, and they're going to land in the top 25 after that beatdown. They won that series. That series is over with. I just want to give a shout out to them, man. So I said this on Twitter. Haven't made a show. This is probably one of the best sports years that you will see Texas A&M go on. Now they may not come away with a championship, and that's fine. That's fine. But this will be one of the best years where you have seen all sports combined make a phenomenal run at a national title. All right, I just want you guys to get excited about that. I know you got to see it to believe it. I'm fine with that. But this turned out to be a great year, man. And we can't say enough for this Aggie basketball team. The Aggie basketball team is leveling up. They're leveling, leveling, leveling. But man, let's talk about some things. So the guy today that had such a disappointing game was Wade Taylor. Wade Taylor only had 13 points in this game. Dexter Dennis with 14. He led the entire team. Tyrese Radford, he had a disappointing game. He had only 12 points. Field goals made. Field goals made. Uh, Real quick, somebody talking about y'all not winning the national championship. Don't kid yourself on that. I didn't say that we were. You didn't hear me say that we were going to win a national championship. I said a national championship run. That is completely what I said. I didn't say we were going to win anything, man. I say we may not come away with a national title, and that's fine. But this is the year that you will see A&M sports take that leap forward and go for a mean run at a national championship. Anyways, so Wade Taylor was only 3 out of 11. That's how we start playing. He was 3 for 11. Dexter Dennis 4 for 12. Tyrese Bradford 4 for 16. I'm gonna be honest with you. Tyrese Radford, man, he is due for a big game. He is due for a very big game. Uh, he's been kind of inconsistent lately. Uh, that happens in basketball. It is what it is. When the tournament, when we get to the tournament, one of these guys has to turn on the light bulb, and they just have to go off. They have to go off, man. Uh, God, that was a disappointing game. Julius Marble came away with 9 points, and he was by far the best shooter on the floor. He was 4 of 7, 4 of 7 of field goals. Um, like I say, man, the guys just got to come out better next time. They took about 15 3-point shots, only made 5. All right, we're not a 3-point shooting team by all means, but if you're going to start winning these ball games, you got to be dominant in the paint, and you got to start taking these 3-point shots. You have to. All right. Yes, people. I know football and basketball. You have to start taking these shots, man. Uh, and another one, man. To be honest with you, was Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller wasn't good in this game either, like that. He was only 5 for 20 in field goals. In field goals made, he only made 5. 3-point shots, he was 4 for 14. But when it was time to put the game away, Brandon Miller turned on the lights for Alabama. Regardless of what's going on with him outside of the sports, outside of sports. You can't take anything away from his game. When it's time to turn it on, he turns it on. All right. So, like I say, man, credit to them. We won't take anything away from those guys. Jay Quinterly, he was 8 of 14 for Alabama. Um, he done his thing in that game as well. All right. So it's really hard to play against these elite teams if you're going to come back from being down almost like 20 points. All right. Like I said, man, rebounding counts as well. And you're just not going to win very many ball games like that at all. All right. So I believe the Aggies will get together. We will sit here. We will see what the seeding is going to be. I won't make a podcast for that, but we will see what the seeding is going to be. I believe they'll probably be a fifth or sixth seed. They won't drop down to a seven. If they drop down to a seven, then at this point it's just media bias. We already know that. But the Aggies should be good going forward. Alabama is the number one lock. Uh, Wherever they go to, they're going to be number one. But from what I've heard so far, they're wanting to put A&M in the same bracket as Houston. Me personally, I don't want to see that. Put us in a whole nother bracket. But if that happens, man, it is what it is. Okay. Uh, I will say this though. I believe Alabama and Texas A&M will meet up again, and that will be for the third time. I believe we'll meet in either the Sweet 16. I'm gonna call it right here on this show. We'll meet in the Elite Eight. If we get to the Elite Eight, that is the biggest jump that Texas A&M has ever made, period, in basketball history. But I think we'll get there. We'll be good. I believe and I trust in Buzz. Put this team in the right direction and do what he has to do. All right, but that's all I got for you guys. Happy Sunday to you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hashtag Google ass.